taking a trip to the Lyric Opera and getting a behind-the-scenes look at all that goes on there.
It's where we find our Jackie Kostek this morning, and I understand she's underneath a giant mirror. Is that the case, Jackie?
Well, Dana and Audrina, good morning to you. The mirror is actually set up just behind us, but I wanted to show off all of the seating before we get into the mirror part of our morning, because we're up on the stage here at the Lyric Opera House, and it's so stunning. And I'm here with Benji McCormick, who is the Assistant Technical Director. Good morning to you, Benji.
Good morning. How you doing?
Oh, doing really well. I mean, it's such a beautiful place, and it is humbling. How do you feel when you look out from the stage?
Oh, it's humbling to me too. It's probably one of the largest stages I've ever stood on.
Yes.
It's the second largest one in the U.S., so you don't get much bigger than this.
You really don't. How many seats in here?
About 3,500 seats.
3,500. Okay. What does your role encompass as the Assistant Technical Director? What exactly do you do here?
I mainly coordinate between designers and stagehands, and basically take an artistic vision and bring it to the stage in reality.
Yes. The show Medea is on stage right now through October 26th. It just opened on October 11th. How long ago did you start producing and putting together everything that you put together for the show?
For Medea, we probably started about 3.5 years ago.
3.5 years.
Like when we first got like the initial concept and pitch for the production, that's when we start looking at it and start thinking about how can we bring this to life?
Yes.
How can we get it on stage? And who's going to be in what roles? Because we kind of need to know who's going to be playing Medea,
Yes.
Sandra Radvanovsky. So we need to know what she's going to be wearing and what's going to look good on her.
Yes, and we are going to get a chance to go into the costume department a little bit later in the morning. We have to mention the mirror and how it plays into the show. This is actually the first time that this kind of mirror has been a part of a production here at the Lyric Opera House. What are the specs of this and why? What does this do for the audience members?
Yeah, so the mirror is about 36 feet wide and 28 feet tall. It's 2,400 pounds, so 1.2 tons. Yeah. It's made of mylar panels that are pieced together, which is kind of like the balloons. It's just that material, stretched around a frame, and then it's got a paint treatment on it. And then there are 8 chain hoists that lift it and lower it into place. The mirror is here to kind of let you see the audience. Sometimes some people in the front row can see themselves.
Yeah.
But also to see all the performers on stage. Nobody can really hide from anyone else. You're all in plain sight. And this allows you to see everything, all the staging pictures that the director has made.
And it really just means that there is, already there is no bad seat in this house, right? But there's really no bad seat in this house when you have the mirror that kind of shows everything from what you mentioned was a godlike perspective in a way. Benji, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it. We're also going to be chatting to Benji next hour. We're going to be showing a little bit of the behind the scenes, because as soon as Medea is done on October 26th, they're actually shifting and staging a new production that will open on November 1st. So a lot to look forward to from this morning at the Lyric Opera House. It's such a treat to be here. Ladies, back to you.
I mean, really a rare glimpse at the behind the scenes and everything. Thanks so much, Jackie. And
No need to grab a tux or cocktail dress. We're going behind the scenes at the Lyric Opera to give you a look inside. Jackie Kostek is live at the historic venue with more. Hey, Jackie.
Audrina, good morning to you. I have to say, it's just such a special morning, a special opportunity for us to be at the Lyric Opera House this morning and show off both the things that are on stage, but also all of the behind the scenes special spots. So this is actually the fly rail. I just called it the Skyway, which is not true. This is the fly rail, which is off of stage right. I'm here with Benji McCormick, who is the Assistant Technical Director for the Lyric Opera. Good morning to you, Benji.
Good morning, Jackie.
Okay, describe to me what the fly rail is. And we're looking at all of these sort of ropes and the systems. What do these do?
Yeah, so basically it's a counterweight system that we use to fly scenery overhead on stage. Wow. Each of these ropes is a hand line, so whatever the stagehand does to that front line is what the piece of scenery is going to do on stage. If they pull it down on stage, it's going to come in. If they take it up, then on stage that piece of scenery is going to fly out.
Gotcha. And we're talking about, thousands of pounds of scenery that is going up and down throughout the show, right?
Yeah. So the mirror that we saw earlier, that's 2,400 pounds or 1.2 tons. So the things that we're dealing with are very heavy and could be very dangerous, but we usually put a design factor on anything overhead that's 10 to 1.
Okay, got it. So if the weight out there is 1, then it's going to be counterweighted safely back here.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that, if it weighs 1,000 pounds out there, we'll put 1,000 pounds of counterweight here. But like the safety factors come into like the hardware and the materials that we use.
Gotcha. What's amazing though, Benji, is that you are doing everything, not you specifically, but the stagehands are doing everything by hand.
Yeah, so all of those ropes are by hand. All of the walls that fly in and out over stage are all done by hand. There are walls in Medea that slide closed. Those are all operated by hand lines as well. Each one of those doors weighs about 1,000 pounds. And it's just one person operating each door.
Yes. Okay, now we're walking into the space right behind the stage, and this is all of the scenery and the set production, basically, that is going to be for the next production, which starts on November 1st, right?
Yeah, this is all for Cav Pag. It's two separate operas, Cavallari Rusticana and Pagliacci. Hopefully I said those right.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
And each opera is kind of like one short opera, and so we've actually got two massive sets, one for each show, and those change in a 30-minute intermission.
That is absolutely amazing. Benji, thank you so much for your time this morning. I mean, I could spend all morning, I could spend all day here and just learning about all of the different ways in which they are able to put on these massive productions. Medea, which is the current production on stage, will run through October 26th. And then again, as you just heard from Benji, they're going to be doing a very quick change, and they're going to be turning over the stage for the next production, which starts on November 1st. Adrena, back to you.
All right, what a cool behind the scenes look. Jackie, thank you so much.
We are taking a trip to the Lyric Opera and getting a behind-the-scenes look at all that goes on there. Jackie Kostek is live at the historic venue, also called the Civic Opera House. Good morning, Jackie. I mean, what a cool assignment today.
Dana, good morning to you. Such a cool assignment. And now we've moved up to the 7th floor, and this is home to the costume department. And I have to say, this might be the coolest place we've been all morning, even more than the stage, because it's so behind the scenes and you see what it takes to put on these productions. I mean, the costumes, there are so many costumes that have to be reworked and adjusted after every production. So I'm here with Kim Bitso this morning, who is the costume director here at the Lyric Opera. Good morning to you, Kim.
Good morning. It's lovely to see you.
Well, thank you so much for having us this morning. We really appreciate it. Medea, the current production that is on stage at the Lyric Opera House right now, is actually was just on stage last night. So what does that mean for you in the costume department this morning?
So we are, the first steps for us will be actually checking to see if there's any notes, completing any laundry from last night. So Medea, there's a lot of stage blood that's involved. And so there's a post-show cleanup process that we continue then this morning. So it's a kind of reset on the whole production to then get it to stage for its next performance on Thursday.
Gotcha. And meantime, you're also preparing for the next production, which will come on stage just a few days after Medea is wrapped up. That is called Cav Pag. That's a short name for the full title. So what stage of that production are you in for costumes?
So our first dress rehearsal for Cav Pag is on Monday of next week. So we are barreling toward it. We're about 90% of the way there with all of our fittings. So we're in the stages of doing our final fittings, completing any alterations or notes that come out of those fittings, making sure our documentation is in place, making sure that all of our clothes are steamed, pressed, ready to meet the stage.
Oh my gosh. How many costumes are we talking for a production like Medea or Cav Pag?
A significant amount. So in Medea, I believe there's likely just under 100 costumes that meet the stage. Cav Pag is actually 2 productions that are performed in the same evening. Each of them have about 100 performers in them. And so the number of costumes in that one jumps significantly. So we're probably going to meet about 250 costumes on stage for Cav Pag.
Wow. Okay, Kim, let's take a little bit of a walk and show off some of the costumes. On this rack, you see the costumes as part of Medea that are actually sort of a just in case for the understudy performers. But what you're looking at right here is actually the dress used by or worn by Sandra, who is the main singer in Medea, right?
Yes. So this dress was on stage last night. It was brought up for blood cleanup, basically. And so we'll do a reset on this dress, give it it a little bit of a steam out after all of its cleaning processes, and send it back on stage for Thursday.
Amazing. Kim, your job is overwhelming to me. There's so much going on at any given time. But thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it. And one thing that I learned, Dana, that's super interesting about these costumes is they're actually sort of reworn, reused across productions, or not across productions, but if there's a Medea that Sandra, the singer, wore for, say, a show of Medea in New York, she wore this same dress. So it is, updated, steamed, cleaned, all of those things, but it is this dress. So she has become very accustomed to wearing this particular garment of clothing. Dana, back to you.
That is really, really interesting. And wow, you never think about all the work that goes into the costumes, Jackie. Thank you so much. You may have wondered what goes into putting on an opera, and in today's Jumpstart, we are finding out.
Yeah, we're taking a backstage trip to Chicago's Lyric Opera. Jackie Kostek is the lucky one this morning and checking out a new restaurant located inside the Opera House. Hey, Jackie.
Dana, Audrina, good morning to you. Well, this is really special because this is actually the first time that patrons of the Lyric Opera and the general public will be able to eat and drink inside of this historic building. So if you come into Eves, which just opened up about 2 months ago, you'll actually be able to watch whatever production is on stage at the time on that screen. I'm here with Tyler Mendoza this morning, the general manager of Eves. Tyler, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, doing really well. If you take a look around, there are so many beautiful architectural elements that you guys really design the space around. So how did you design this space to sort of give a nod to its past?
Yeah, so when we first walked in the space, we wanted to give an ode to both the building itself, which is built in the late 20s, it's French-Spanish style, and the Lyric, which is an Italian-style opera.
Yes.
So everything we walked in was like, we walked in 1920s, 30s French library. The eaves are built a reminiscence of the actual awnings around the opera. The whole wall is littered with stage props. Every little element of the bar was meant to be a cue to either the Lyric or the Civic building itself.
I love it. How much of a challenge was it to to make this happen? Because I know you actually started building it out during the pandemic, right?
Yeah, it's about 3.5 years of construction. 100-year-old building that Blue Plains may or may not existed in. And it's also a functional theater for both the Lyric and the Joffrey Ballet.
Yes.
Which means there's only really 2 months you can do construction when there's not a show or an audition. We found a little bank vault below the bar that no one knew about, which we had to reroute all the plumbing for. So it was a challenge, but it's probably the space we're the most proud of in the last few years.
Yes. Tyler, thank you so much for your time this morning. We're going to move over to Amanda McLemore, who is the head chef here and created all of these beautiful dishes for us this morning. Amanda, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, talk a little bit about the influence of some of this food. How did you come up with the menu, and what part of the world is it sort of inspired by?
Yeah, so the opera itself, right? A lot of background in Italian cuisine, which again with the opera, that was one of the things that I have a background in as well. My cousin George Shirley is one of the first African-American opera singers, so I kind of wanted to just play into that. And also with my own garden. So I grow a lot of my own food, I preserve my own food, and so what we can actually grow seasonally in Chicago is really important to me to bring into the space and into the dishes you see in front of you.
They're so beautiful, and such an incredible story that you have. I'm so glad that you're here. Can we just kind of go through one by one and just explain what we're looking at?
Of course. So this is our hummus here. Pretty much a traditional hummus. We have ricotta salata on there, pickled cherry tomatoes, which again, the preservation part of it is one of the things that's really exciting for me.
Yes.
And then it's served with a little bit of pinza. This one is our antipasto salad. So it's got radicchio, it's got preserved leeks in it, it's got gandia vinaigrette. It's just a modge podge of all types of preserves.
Yes, and I love dill, so seeing dill in so many dishes makes me really happy. And then real quick, we'll wrap these up. Thank you.
And then this is our potato and pumpkin conzuzie. This is one of our new ones for the autumn menu.
Yes.
And it's on top of a duck ragu. And then we have our rabbit sausage, which is a parsnip puree, our caviar mustard, and then our sauerkraut.
Amanda, thank you so much for your time this morning. This is Eves. They are open Tuesday through Friday, and they're also open any day and night that they have a show on stage here. So they were open last night because they had Medea performed on stage last night on Monday.